Okie doke. Here we go. Kick live. Tubes live. Twitch as usual. Twitch live. Cool. All right. Today, I'll leave the music up. Today is an easy one. I finished my book yesterday, Mercenary, Reincarnated as a Chef, and now it's on to edits. So for edits, for editing, I am going to go reread Book 1, Mercenary, Reincarnated as a Chef. Then I'm going to read Book 2, do the edits on that, and then I am going to do the rewrites and edits on Book 3, and I'm done with the series. So that should be, today's 27, 28, 29, 30, 5 days. If I work through the weekend, we should be done. And September 1st, I plan on, hey cat. September 1st, I plan on starting a new book, From Chef's Crafter to Conqueror, Book 3, and that will be September 1st. Maybe he's still a little too loud. There we go. Went running today. Tired. Florida hot. You forget about that. But yeah. What else is new? So I just went through that. YouTube is good. Twitch is good. And Kick is good. Alright, everything's good. Alright, so let me see now. What else? Oh, I can hear it. Definitely Kick. Haha. Alright, so I think I said yesterday plot armor 3D, thank you for following. I'm not sure, but if I didn't, thank you. And what else? What else is it? You know what? I think I'm just going to get started today pretty quickly. I'm going to go through, reread Book 1, Mercenary, Reincarnated as a Chef. Yeah, let's get a little closer. Let me make me a little smaller. Let's make me a little smaller. There we go. And as I was saying, we'll get through this and then I will move on to Book 2. I'm gonna go really fast, so I apologize. Yeah, that's it. This is not meant to be like a story time, so you know. I guess I have to start at the beginning too because my legal counsel has reminded me to say that all content that you see streamed on this stream is my personal IP. These documents especially. Heads up, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, now that's out of the way. Yeah. Okay. Writing tip. Every day? Write every day? Did I already say that? Probably. What's a good one? Writing tip. Good one. Don't be afraid to use personal experience. Just make sure you know that it's personal experience, not your personal, it's not you, but you can write how you felt at some point. That's personal experience. But you have to remember context and point of view. So if you're a 44-year-old man and you're trying to say a personal experience you had and you're trying to put it in context for a 14-year-old girl, you really need to remember what that context is. There you go, writing tip. Oh, my cat wants out. Hold on a second. So yeah, usually on Fridays I do recaps of Mercenary Reincarnated as a Chef. Today is Wednesday, so I'll have this done today. Tomorrow will be book 2, and Friday should be book 3. So no more recap. If you want to, yeah. What else? That's it, I think, for now. It's pretty loose. I'll check the stream. I'm gonna keep them up. I'll check the streams more regularly today. So if you say something or whatever. But if I don't, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I'm just not paying attention when I'm reading. All right, so let's go. We got 214 pages to get through. Mercenary Reincarnated as a Chef, Book 1 by Gabriel Rathway. Oh, you know what? You know what's cool? I did a quick chat GPT. I must have deleted it. Chat. Let's see. And had a quick. Did a quick synopsis. Great. Of books 1 and 2, which I was gonna read real quick. Here it is. Book 1. Okay, Mercenary Reincarnated as a Chef, Book 1. Here is the back matter, or what you would see is if you open the book. I need to be more prepared. Hold on. Alright, I'm prepared. Here we go. So, this is the back matter I'm about to read. So, as if you were to open a book, such as From Chef to Crafter to Conqueror, Book 1, Chef, by yours truly, Gabriel L. Rathwig. I wonder if that's backwards on the camera, probably, right? But the back matter is this part. Rio was a chef, an extremely good one at that. That was until the entire universe as he knew it changed. After his spaceship is attacked and destroyed by an enemy armada, he finds himself in a situation he never could have imagined. Sent back in time into an alternate reality, he has quite a few choices to make, especially considering that the ruthless Kublai Khan and his Mongol horde are just a few years away. Accompanied by an extremely advanced artificial intelligence, a medieval noble, and his samurai retainers, Rio sets out to change the known world, at least this dimension's version of it. With his knowledge of history and the help of his companions, can he stop the unstoppable tide of the greatest war machine the East Asian continent has ever known? Join Rio as he tries to change history with a little bit of luck, a lot of technical know-how, and some fantastic food. It's not bad. And then there's these other 2 great books. You know what's funny? I'm like the worst author, because everybody, all the authors I know have hundreds of copies of their own books, and I have 4. I just don't have it. Anyway, that's From Chef to Crafter to Conqueror. That's my best-selling series. Now, Mercenary Reincarnated Chef, Book 1. Here is the synopsis. Diamond Liu, the world's most feared assassin, has lived a life soaked in blood. Betrayals, firefights, and shadows have been his only companions. But when a mission in the Brazilian rainforest goes sideways, Liu finds himself bleeding out in a cartel compound. Finds himself bleeding out in a cartel compound until a mysterious woman reveals herself as Azrael, goddess of death and rebirth. Instead of oblivion, Azrael offers Liu a bargain. Become her champion in another world or accept reincarnation into whatever fate his karma dictates. Exhausted from decades of killing, Liu wants nothing more than peace, a life of cooking, and maybe even love. But goddesses especially, don't deal in simple retirements. I just added that, goddesses especially. I like that. Goddesses especially. Against his will, Liu is thrust into Seoul, a strange world where champions of countless deities clash, climbing a tower that has stood unconquered for millennia. Armed not with bloodlust, But with the desire to create, cooking, crafting, building, Lou must carve a new path as both warrior and artisan. But old instincts die hard, and enemies aren't so easily avoided when gods and monsters alike take interest in a man who refuses to play by the rules. Demon Rue, well, it's actually Mercenary reincarnated as a chef, is a brutal, witty, and darkly hopeful portal fantasy about redemption, survival, and finding meaning in creation instead of destruction. Well, that is a lovely synopsis, if I do say so myself. I quite enjoyed that. Thank you very much, ChatGPT. I do say that, yeah, that is exactly what this book is about. And, yeah, if anybody would argue, then you just ask ChatGPT. That's what they said. But if you ask them online, too, like, I'm this amazing author who's very, very, very famous and stuff, so, you know, whatever. Okay. So, that's book 1. Now, let's get on to book 2. Or, no. Let's stay at book 1. Let's get this reading done. So, we got, let me take me off for a second. So we have 214 pages. That's 113,040 words. Woo! That's a lot of work, bro. It's a lot of work. I wrote this book in like a month. And then it took me a year and a half to write book 2 because I moved from Germany back to the US and it's just, fuck, that was a hard move back. Not because I don't love, I'm fucking so American, but it was just it's hard moving. It's just everybody, life is life stuff. So this book has a playlist attached to it. 2024. Spotify or YouTube if you want to listen to it while I'm reading. All my books have playlists. Every chapter is a song, but for these books, Athon doesn't really want the playlist because they're a little controversial songs. So, you know, hey man. So if you want to listen to them, you can. I guess you can't really copy that link, can you? Haha. No, you can't. Just go onto my YouTube. Whatever, if anybody's watching on YouTube or whatever, the link's there. And if you have Spotify, type in. I don't know. Fuck. Sorry. I guess I could. Oh, you know what I could do here? I got it. I got it. Here, for Kick, boom. For Twitch, boom. For the YouTubes, boom. Okay, and then here is the Spotify, boom. And Kick, the Spotify, here's the Spotify. So those are the Spotify and YouTube links for the playlist if you want to listen to the songs. To Maggie, that's my wife. You're my love, my heart, my life. Blah, 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 blah. I love you so much. Yada, 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 yada. Blah, 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 blah. Cats, too. Blah, yay. Here's the playlist. Good Morning, Kanye West. Chapter 1, Dirty Work, Steely Dan. 2, Erase Me, Kid Cudi, Kanye West. Chapter 3, Calm People Pulp. Chapter 4, N.I., Star, A.S. in Paris. Steely Dan. No. That is Kanye. J. Chapter 5. Please, let me get what I want. The Smiths. Chapter 6, Tougher Than It Is Cake. Chapter 7, Bad Decisions, Strohs. Chapter 8, Into the Great Wide Open. Tom Petty Heartbreakers. Chapter 9, Runaway, Kanye West, Prestige. Chapter 10, This Too Shall Pass. Okay, go. Chapter 11, I'm Amazed, My Morning Jack. Chapter 12, 2 Weeks, Grizzly Bear. Chapter 13, Ambling Out, Yay Say. Chapter 14, Gangsters and Thug Transplants. Chapter 15, I'm Gonna Win, Rob Cam. Chapter 16, Pursuit of Happiness, Nightmare Edition, Kid Cudi, MGMT, Ready Tad. Chapter 17, Tenderness, General Public. Chapter 18, A Big Country. Chapter 19, In Between Days of Care. Chapter 20, Road to Nowhere, Talking Heads. Chapter 21, This Is the Day. Chapter 22, Dog Days Are Over, Florence and the Machine. Chapter 23, Everybody's Talking, Fred Neal. Chapter 24, Hit Me With Best Shot, Pat Benatar. Chapter 25, The Underdog, Why Spoon. Chapter 26, Tender Blur. Chapter 27, Slowly, Natalia Lafourcade. Leva, Chapter 28, Where Have You Been? Real Big Fishin'. Chapter Word, Well, While My Guitar Gently Weeps by Tom Petty. So, this is actually Mercenary. Reincarnated as a chef. There it is. Boom. Prologue. Look at all these. Well, we're not making you Grammarly changes, so quit. Alright. Okay. Thank you everybody for following, who's watching. Tamasha, I hope I said your name right. My audio seems low on Kick, huh? Let me see. Thank you, Wilbraham. Let me see. No. How about now? Is that better? Let me see. Hello. Is mine? I'll make sure I'm plugged in, man. Give me ein Moment. Okay. Now it's back. Working. Hello. Oh, there it goes. Woo! There it goes. Hello. Okay. Dang. I think it's working now. Ooh, that's too loud. Hello? Yeah, that's way too loud. Spiking. Okay. I think we should be good. Yeah, okay. That looks right in the... Boom. It looks right in the studio. Let me know if it is bad. I'm going to do a quick refresh on Kick. All right. So I think we should be good. But if anything changes, let me know. Higher Thermocool 1. Nice to meet you. Thank you for following. Tamasha 5, thank you for following. And on YouTube, all right, thank you for whoever's viewing. That's just my dad. And whoever's watching on Twitch, thank you so much. Now, let's get going with this story. So, Mercenary, Reincarnated as a Chef, Book 1. Prologue. Good Morning by Kanye West. Diamond Lou stared through his scope, watching as his target laughed and joked with the others at the meeting of the world's most successful and secretive black marketeers. His target was oblivious to the fact... Wait a minute, why is this not... Man, this might be an old copy. Son of a gun. All these double spaces. Shoot. Well, whatever. We'll just... I don't feel like fucking with it. I know the one I sent them is good. So the story's pretty much the same. We'll just see. Let me see. 1, 2. Yeah, I think we're good. Pretty sure this is the one I set. But I thought all those... Well, I'm pretty sure all those changes were made, but... Anyway, let me get going, right? Stupid. Okay, I'm gonna read pretty quickly because I want to get through as fast as possible to get to the next book because I want to get editing. So, all right. Diamond Lou stared through his scope, watching as his target laughed and joked with the others at the meeting of the world's most successful and secretive black marketeers. His target was oblivious to the fact that he was in the crosshairs of the world's most dangerous assassin. Although that title was debated amongst the community itself, at the very least, he was considered in the top 3 by any mercenary or contract killer who mattered to anyone else who was in the know. Lou grimaced as another South American insect of some kind took a nip of his skin, uncaring of the copious amounts of camouflage paint, tactical armor, clothing, and other accoutrements that covered his body. Accoutrements? Okay, I can't help it. He wished he could have used some type of insect repellent, but the smell of it was like waving a flag to his enemies whenever he was in the field. Most people didn't realize that when you were in the wild, away from any type of civilization, almost all scents created by human technology were out of the ordinary. Imagine being out in the Brazilian rainforest and suddenly you caught a whiff of Chanel number 9, or the scent of a burning cigarette in the wind. That's why Lou couldn't wear insect repellent, smoke cigarettes, or enjoy any other scent-related pastimes when in the field. One errant... you know what? I don't know if I can read this whole thing. Mostly straps you to recover, get back to a place that you can create. Actually, it's a really good question, man. Hold on. I'm gonna answer that in a second. I don't think I'm gonna read this whole thing. I'm gonna speed read it and I'm gonna leave it up, but I'm gonna slowly scroll. So if anybody else wants to read, they can read along. But I'm not gonna read it. It's gonna take too long. This will be a week of reading. But Will, I'm reading your chat. All right, well, see, dude, you got. Don't get mad when I say this, but you have you have an empathy problem. Not that you're too empathetic. It's that you care so much that it affects the way you function on a daily basis, and it's a really hard thing to get over. I imagine you're a little younger than me. You're probably in your 20s or 30s. If not, and I'm wrong, that's okay. But it's not that it's impossible to write. It's that you're completely focused on the negative thing that you found, which is understandable, man, because horrible shit like that is just terrible. But I learned how to compartmentalize at a really young age because, like, I grew up rough. And, like, you have to compartmentalize. And that means you got to put whatever that traumatic thing is that you can't get over to one part of your mind and, like, let it go there and deal with it when you have time. The other option is to incorporate it into your writing. So if you are dealing with a really traumatic event, writing about it usually helps. I highly recommend that. You know, even if something you're not going to share with anybody else, because it just gets your thoughts out, because those are thoughts that you have in your head that are just hard to get rid of. So if you can't do the first, if you can't compartmentalize and, like, subjectively, like, consciously separate what you know is bad is happening and what's going on in your life and what affects you directly, then you have to deal with whatever that is, this thing right here, directly. And writing it out gets it out of your, like, the actual physical act of writing it out gets it out of your system. And that lets you stop thinking about it all the time. So I would try either of those things. Yeah, man. I hope that helps. If not, you know, I'm sorry, dude. It's tough. It's hard, man. It's hard to be really, really empathetic, man. It just is. It's hard. It's hard. You know, you got to develop a harder outer shell, man. It just fucking sucks, but you do. The older you get, the reason people fucking, when they're older, seem jaded is because you have to be. And it's hard, dude. It's hard, but you gotta put on a shell, man. Not that you don't let anybody in and you don't care, but like, you have to be able to separate your life from what you know is going on in the world, because this world's a big place, and not for nothing, there's more bad that happens all out there than you know about. That if you knew about it all, you wouldn't be able to function at all, you know? All right, let me do, let me get going. All right, so I'm gonna read and I'm gonna scroll as I'm reading, but I'm not gonna read out loud. So anybody who wants to read along, go ahead, but I'm speed reading. Well, this is a boring stream, watching me read fucking and not say anything, right? Okay, so yeah, this is kind of boring, but I don't really want to read because it takes too long. So I don't want to read out loud. Some speed scan, cause gotta move on. La 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 la. Shootout. Yep. Woman locked eyes. Dead. Gallagher. One woman's dead, one's alive. Shot. Okay. Chapter 1. Dirty Work, Steely Dan. Emma Green Eyes. Heart-shaped lips. Coke bottle figure. Hey, no problem, man. If I can help, I will, bro. It's hard, man. Shit. It's fucking hard, dude. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Ample gifts. Azrael, Angels of Death. You're not the only one, man. There's a lot of people that are like that. Don't worry. I'm I have 3 monitors, like one's on each side. So Kick Chat is on that side. So that's why it was on this side. That's this side. That's why I'm looking over there. Okay. Team senses. What's going on? Here we go. All right, goddess loop. Frozen time. Yada. Champion. Lou says no. Go fuck yourself. Poison all the food. Lou's backstory. Story beats. Can you summarize the story beats and character intros? Story beats and character intros. Story beats and character. Can I summarize the story beats and character intros? Yeah, as I'm scanning, can I summarize the story beats? Yes. Yes, I can. Okay, yeah, I could do that. That is a good idea. Thank you, Will. I could definitely do that. That makes a lot more sense because, yeah, okay. All right, Lou's backstory. So, all right, Lou assaults compound, kills a bunch of terrorists, drug dealers, sex traffickers. Boom, boom, boom. Gets to the main building, attacks it with smoke and concussion grenades, flashbangs. Goes in there, blows a guy in the head. Ends up has 2 hostages, 2 chicks. Shoots. Lou gets shot, but the other girl gets shot, and the other guy gets shot, and then Lou dies, and the other girl who was shot was actually not shot. And she comes back to life and walks around, looks at all the damage, and then brings Lou back to life. The genre is isekai, portal fiction, progression fantasy, tower climber. It's the goddess Azrael, hot Latin-looking lady down in Brazil. She asks Lou, offers him the chance to be reborn again. He says no. And she says, what? And Lou goes, no. And now it's Lou's backstory. Lou's family, his parents had a kitchen. He remembered that as a child. Then his parents died. His mother died from cancer. His father dies in a really bad way. He's half Korean, half Japanese. Father fled North Korea during the war. They settled down in Chicago, and when his mom dies, she was pregnant with his sister, so that they both die. And then Lou and his dad try to make it, but then they're attacked by a gang. The gang, knocks his father out. Father dies. Lou's an orphan. Lou ends up on the streets, having to grow up. Blah 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 blah. Learns how to fight, becomes tough guy, and after that joins the military. Blue because he gets arrested. Actually joins at 17. Okay, and then after that. Comes back to him. Then Goddess goes, do you sure? He's like, well, I want to run a restaurant, bar, bed and breakfast, blah, 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 blah. She goes, okay, well, you can be reborn and just open a restaurant. And she goes, all right, you're my champion. And Lou goes, okay, blum, 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 going, banter. What are champions? Well, the world is much like one called Talos, where there are many more gods and goddesses, and magical creatures, and magic, along with match tech and alien cultures, along with all the traditional fantasy ones. Basically, everything you can possibly imagine is there. And there's a giant tower in the center of the world that everybody fights inside to get resources from. And Lou goes, hey, what's going on with that? Azrael goes, come on, it's time to go. And let me finish explaining. This has led to the tower and all the different factions of all the different gods and goddesses becoming so powerful that none of the many champions, current or new, have any way to get ahead of the others. So basically, everybody just climbs tower forever. If I'm reborn as your champion, yeah, kind of like Spawn with a kitchen. Yeah. What happens to me? You go to Seoul, and you have to be a champion, but you basically get to open a restaurant. I promise, says Azrael. Lou goes, okay, and sends him with your new abilities. I'll give you these abilities. So, this is what Azrael says. So, what I'm thinking is we tailor your boons to the crafts that you want to do. For example, cooking or innkeeping. Let's do this. For cooking, I will give you the ability to create ingredients with magic. You already have the technical skills for it, so you don't need those. And for innkeeping or becoming a hotelier, or whatever it is you choose to do, you will also need to be able to run said inn or hotel. You will need the ability to work with wood, metal, and other textiles. In addition to the cooking ingredient creation magic, I will give you the ability to also create materials to run your restaurant or hotel. Along with that ability, you will need a functional and efficient system to hold, store, and retrieve the materials that you need for crafting. I'll give you a spatial ability that lets you have access to an internal inventory storage that'll take a little bit of space magic. So yeah, all that. He wants out a la John Wick, but wants to serve people in another way with food. Yes, sir. He is the bad guy forced into bad situations, but wants to be a good guy. And I've noticed that, I've been writing this series for a couple years. If you look on Crunchyroll or any of the anime stuff or other things like novels, this is a very popular trope. But just so everybody knows, I've been doing this for years, and I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. I was driving that wagon. Okay, powers, space magic, and creation magic. Inventory, basically, and you can create goods. And bang, she points her finger at him, Lou blacks out, and screams. Chapter 2, Erase Me by Kid Cudi and Kanye West. I really wish I could play real music on this, but YouTube and Kick and Twitch will, censor it, So thank you, Lost in the 80s, Ultimate Synth Pop and Nostalgia Mix by Vibes Radio. I really enjoy it, but I would like to play the songs. But anyway, so Chapter 2, Lou regains consciousness, but when he wakes up, he doesn't know where he is, and he finds out that he is currently speeding through the cosmos on his way to Seoul, not in his physical body, of course. Just his soul. Not his soul, not soul. You get it. That's a little bit of wordplay right there. Doop doop doop. Do talking. Goddess laughs like a donkey. She's hot, laughs like a donkey. I find that amusing. Friend of mine laughs like a donkey, and she knows who she is, and it makes me laugh every time I hear her. Soul speeding through cosmos. Boom, boom, boom. Here you go. La 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 la. Okay, Goddess continues. The second thing is you will have an interface or HUD like those in video games you used to play. Very standard on Soul. Everyone has one. Blah blah blah. And going. The HUD screen, if you will, lists all your skills and abilities, ranking, attributes, strength, intelligence, dexterity, charisma, yada yada yada. Experiment it when you reach Soul. Part of that. Preliminary battle. Lou's pissed. He has to fight. She lied. As I was saying, nothing to do about it now. You just have to have that first fight. But after that, free to go. Tell the priest. Blah blah blah. Goddess snaps her fingers. They keep going. Lou's pissed. A little bit of exposition. Coincidentally, I'm writing a story with similar elements and I have a concept of champions with a slightly different angle. I'm going to find it. No, dude. You can use champions, bro. There's so many champion stories. There's so many different, don't be afraid of using the same shit everybody else does. What do they call the champion of champion, king of kings, legends of legends, hero of heroes? Dude, just use whatever you want. Champion's fine. My buddy's got a book. I think he might be using champions. It's a good book, man. I think when it comes out, people are gonna like it. But just use champions if you want, man. It doesn't matter. Okay, Lou talks about his backstory. If he need to learn anything, he would. Whether it's sniping with the Baron Tay Killer, learn BJJ, or more, or whatever, he'd learn it. Blah blah blah. Diamond Lou, his peers called him. Why is he Diamond Lou? Okay, about to be reborn. 15-year-old boy. HUD. Creation magic. Spatial magic. Get there. Kick somebody in the ass. Blah, blah, blah. Going. And boom. Wakes up. Kick doesn't censor music, but YouTube does. YouTube and I don't know. I think Twitch might. So I'm trying to put it on like all platforms. So I can't just like, streaming thing. Whatever, it's cool. I mean, it is what it is. Okay. This time when he woke up, he wasn't a soul floating through space. He was back in a body. He was sure of it because he was looking through eyes. Not only that, but he could see his surroundings, at least a portion of them, and they were just as unfamiliar to him as the rest of the body he now inhabited. Priorities, Lou, priorities. He checked his years of combat training kicked in. He began an initial assessment of his body. He checked for any wounds or issues as he would have if he'd just woken up from being uncautious in his previous body. Going through it. Oh shit, I'm going through fucking puberty again, he growled. Going through, looking around, calming down. And okay, he looks at everything. Sounds and sights familiar and foreign same time. Lou's been everywhere on Earth. Nothing he'd seen was like this. Everything was fantastical, magical, alien, everything, blah, blah, blah. Organized chaos, medieval New York, London, or East Asian European capital. Alien. Going through all kinds of animals, fantastical beasts, direwolves, bears, giant tigers, blah, blah, blah. Flying carpets, massive swords, blah, yada, Pegasi. People speaking different languages, Esperanto, yada, 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 going. Western champion, DDD, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and now the voice sounded out again, pulling him from his odd stupor. Champ, your deity. The voice questioned, blah, blah, blah. Who are you? Are you deaf, champion initiate? The unbelievably cute creature asked. The words, the raccoon cat, that's here. What he saw was a 3.5-foot tall cross between a cat and a raccoon standing on two furry little legs and paws. It was wearing an actual bow tie around his neck that perfectly matched his black and white tuxedo-colored fur. The being was standing there, smiling happily at him, waiting for him to answer, as if this was a normal in any way, shape, or form. Okay, are you deaf? Your name is Snort. Lou says, my name is Diamond Lou. I'm from Earth, and my deity is Azrael. He explained, Lou, Rue, Diamond, Demon? Ah, I understand. The raccoon gave Lou a wink before continuing. In my head, this character has a very Asian accent, because he's a cat. He's very cat-like. Rue, Dulu, Rue, Diamond, Demon. Ah, I understand. The raccoon cat gave Lou a wink before continuing. Welcome, Demon Rue, Goddess Azrael's newest champion initiate. Welcome to the world of Soul. I picture Ken Jeong from Hangover and Parks and Rec. I think that he would be Kid Cudi, Erase Me. Kid Cudi, Erase Me. He would be, that's the voice in my head for this guy. All right, says him, name, horse, okay, blah, 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 Demon Rue, Lou, Rue, Diamond, okay, thanks, Lou responded, my name's Diamond Lou, names, of course, come this way, Wesley, Tanuki Freaks, Tanuki Clan, brings them down, okay, how far do we have to go, Lou's walking around naked, through the thing, he wakes up naked, in a square, giant cathedral over him. Little tiny cat monster thing is like, hey, what's your name? He says Diamond Lou, and the cat goes Demon Rue, and now his name is Demon Rue. And next song is Common People by Pulp, Chapter 3. Yeah, man. Woo. Let's see, Chapter 3. Here we go. How are we doing on time? Not bad. 40 minutes. Okay. This is a quick exterlude from Azrael. She basically goes, ha ha, I got him. And she meets with some other gods. This one is a goddess, thunder god, Raijin. Raccoon cat for the win. This one's a god, Raijin. So he's like half god, a man, like half eagle looking. And the other one's Loki. They come, they discuss that they have like a little bit of a conspiracy going on. And she goes, I got him. You guys have to just play along. And let's go. And that's that. This is the interlude, you know, them telling them why. And then we're in chapter 4. Chapter 4 is N-Word in Paris, Jay-Z, Kanye West. That's the song. All right. Here, Lou's walk through the cathedral naked, and just a parody of Game of Thrones. Cersei walking naked through King's Landing. And explain the cathedral. It's pretty cool, giant. More Tanukis, these guys in plate mail, bomb. Lou walked along, handing him Ghibli bits, one on his butt, one on his Ghibli bits. He's going through, talking to Wes, explains a little bit of things. He's getting processed into the system. When I was writing this, my wife was like, don't do that. People will get so mad. It's racist. I'm like, A, I don't give a fuck. B, I'm Korean. I could do it. If anybody could do it. So whatever. And if you don't like it, fucking good. Post on TikTok how much you don't like it or whatever things, you know. I was like, go ahead. But yeah, I think it's a funny joke. Going in. Meets a new Tanuki, Mr. Peabody. Mr. Peabody is a Tanuki as well. His name is Terrence Peabody. It's an inside joke. My wife's father's name is Terrence, and they call him Terrence Peabody III. But for me, it's Peabody. There's a cartoon with a dog and a little nerdy boy, and like the dog's name's Peabody. I can't remember the name of the cartoon. But yeah, so this Tanuki, this little raccoon dog, is even more nerdy looking than the other one. So they meet him and they're processing him in. They have this like computer thing where it's like a magical computer thing that pops up. And they go, all right, see, this guy's name is Demon Rue. And he's like, no, it's Diamond Lou. He's like, Demon Rue. Running gag. And then they're processing him into the system. And Peabody's like going through the computer and he's like, all right, KII, Goddess Azrael champion list. Here we go. All right, first champions. Killed, missing. Oh, wait, missing, killed. Oh, wait, oh, okay, newest champion, you know. So basically all the champions of Azrael have all died or gone missing. Demon Rue, newest champion, blah, 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 going down, processing in. Jokes about Tanukis looking the same. Blah, blah, blah. They go over Lou's class. Terrence looked at me. I just nodded back in the affirmative, and he continued. It looks here like you are level 1 mercenary assassin, restaurateur, hotelier, huh? You don't see that every day. Normally, it's just the traditional classes. You know, warrior, wizard, fighter, rogue, sorcerer, paladin, etc. Restaurateur and hotelier, though, very interesting. What is interesting? So they go through it, and they're like, hey, your magic's kind of crazy. And they go over his abilities. They're like, oh, nice abilities, but you've got some kind of crazy shit. So assassination, hand-to-hand combat, small arm tactics, blah, 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 blah. And then go down to Epicurean, mixology, culinary, da-da-da-da-da, going down, going down. Talk about ranks, how champions are ranked. The grades for rankings and abilities vary. Basically, it's A rank or it's E rank to S rank. You know, it's very familiar in Japanese culture, Korean culture, manga, anime, manhwa. Okay, stats, da-da-da, explain those things. How many people are there? Tower competition. 18 billionth place right now. Going down. They walk through the cathedral to a new area where they're going to fight. Or to get loose some clothes and stuff. So he goes through, brings them over to the warehouse. They get some clothes. Lou gets some black slacks, t-shirt, boxers, pants, you know, the usual assassin garb for a 15-year-old. They keep cruising through, and he goes to get some weapons and armor. And finishes on racks on racks on racks. Chapter 5. The Smiths, please let me get what I want. Cruising along. Alright, Lou does a little bit of shopping here. He ends up wearing some gear. Let me pull up another document. I need to... I need to copy some things from this and put it into something else. We're operating on some Kasnukis or something. Yeah, man, I love those cute little raccoon-looking sons of bitches. There's just cool stuff out there that not everybody in the world knows about. All right, how we doing on everything? Joseph Jacobs. That's right. Hey, yeah, that was right. It was a segment on Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yes, sir. That is correct. Okay, here we go. Yeah, man, if she didn't, I wouldn't have a wife. Okay, looking at armor, finds some stuff. He gets a vest called a Obsidian Drake vest. Gives him something, gets some tarantula leg guards. Boom, boom, boom. And moves on to going down. Oh yeah. Arm gods, rock baboon. Mask of Deception, got that. Alright, find some Brawler's Gloves. Funny thing is, I'm pretty sure in the next book, all these things get destroyed later on. Thanks, Will, I appreciate that, man. I hope so. That's the idea, man. That's the idea. People will like it. Because everybody always asks me, how do you write a book? So it's like, yeah, well, this is the whole process. Just fucking do it, you know? It's not exactly like rocket science, you know? Not that even that's that hard. I mean, no, I'm not saying it's not hard, but come on, man. Come on. Gets his clothes, gets his armor, cruising. Looking for weapons, finds crossbow. Death Stalker's rapid fire hunting crossbow. This crossbow was designed by the famous dwarven champion and weaponsmith Diego de Lorenzo Esquire of the Lorenzo clan of weaponsmiths. Anyway, it's a crossbow. He finds basically a assassin's kit, the Nightwalker's array of tools of the trade. You know, it's got some shit in the bag. Chapter 6, Stuffer Than It Is by Cake. So after Lou's done shopping, he goes and is taken to go fight. Whoa, let's go fight. Fact is, chose those weapons, and the Tanukis make fun of him because he's like, they're like, you just chose all that stuff for like sneaking around and thieving and like kind of assassin stuff, and like you're about to go fight. You're probably gonna die. And Lou's like, well, why didn't you tell me? What the fuck? Take him down. Basically a big arena, MMA arena. They meet another Tanuki. He's taken in there. They go to the caged area. Blah, blah, blah. A lot of magic stuff happens. And then they leave him in the cage, the octagon, and magic happens and a giant monster appears. But it's a magically made monster. So it's basically just meant to test him. But this one, he unluckily drew the worst, not the worst, but the strongest one. And so the Battle Golem, this quintessential hybrid fighter for almost any military infantry needs, the Battle Golem was created thousands of years ago as a catch-all soldier for the unending wars between the deities. After the multi-dimensional universal treaty between all the deities of all the realms, the Battle Golem was retired into a training and Op4 opposing force role. The tower systems took the blueprint and ran with it, making the Battle Golem the most versatile and used monster type in all the levels of all the tower. They vary in strength from the weakest of enemies to even the strongest of opponents. That is why they are used to test champion initiatives to gauge the strength of any new tower challengers. The relative strength of the Battle Golem is known by its distinctive color variation, the weakest being plain brown or black and growing in strength with lighter skin and differing pastel colors. Strongest being the colors at the end of the spectrum of each of the main color lines, RGB, red, green, blue. Woo! Basically, he gets this crazy giant Battle Golem that's like bad as shit, and Lou doesn't really realize it, but he knows he's just gotta go with it. So he runs forward, takes his crossbow bolt, and shoots 4 shots. It's a 4-shot crossbow. Bang, bang, bang. Hits all the critical parts of the golem that he assumes are critical parts like he would hit on a human, and basically kills the fucker really quick. Which he wasn't supposed to. He should have probably died. Chapter 7. Bad Decisions, the Strokes. Oh, man. We are a quarter of the way through. Quarter of the way through. Alright. Let's go. Bad Decisions, the Strokes, Chapter 7. Lou kills the monster, cruising. After killing the monster, they're like, holy shit, you killed the monster? You killed that guy? You weren't supposed to kill that guy? That's crazy. You gotta go see the boss. They bring him out, and they take him up to see the boss. The boss is... Well, wait. Before they take him to see the boss, they're like, hey, do you know that when you killed him, you're now ranked in the top 100,000 of tower champion initiates? Top 100,000, holy crap. And they bring him back up to meet the boss. The boss is Commander Grant. Commander Grant is a gnome, like a jacked little gnome who, you know, whatever. And Lou's like, holy crap, he's sitting in his office with him, and Commander Grant's office is like high up in the cathedral, and Lou's sitting there trying to be like, hey, I don't want to do this tower fighting thing. And the gnome's like, well, I don't give a fuck what you want, because you're going to have to fight anyway. And Lou's like, no, I don't want to. He's like, hey, it doesn't matter. We would have let you go, but you rank 100,000s now. And you're going to be an elite champion, so you have to fight. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. And Lou is like, well, I'm not fighting. And he gets up, walks over to the window the gnome Commander Grant was staring out of. As the Tanuki and gnome look at him, he jumps out of the window and into the air. Chapter 8, In the Great Wide Open by Tom Petty the Heartbreakers. Lou jumps out the window. There's no glass, thankfully, out into the sky. And he uses the garrote from his Nightwalker Tools of the Trade, because there was a gargoyle down below. He jumped, hit the gargoyle, caught it with his garrote, used it to land, and climbs up to get away. And now he is escaping the cathedral and the gargoyle from a building that's across the way. But that building, the cathedral he's on, is the gargoyle he lands on is actually alive and comes to life and tries to bite him, but Lou's holding on to it with the garrote around his neck. The gargoyle takes off into the air. Lou's holding on, and the gargoyle is like trying to bite him from behind him as it flies around. And Lou's like, crap. And as the gargoyle spins around, Lou jumps off, lets go of the garrote, flies in through this window into this wooden building, which actually ends up being a stables. Inside the stables are horses, but not just horses, unicorns, all sorts of shit. And then there's a griffin Lu's there. He sees all these animals. He's like, fuck. He sees this giant griffin. He's like, well, hey, griffin, you stay over there. I'll stay over here. He goes to saddle one of the horses, and the griffin's like, hey, man, I don't want to be here either. Why don't you come with me? And he's like, holy shit, talking griffin. And the griffin's like, holy shit, talking human. And then they talk, and the griffin's like, come on, man, let me get with me, and let's go. And Lu's like, all right, you got me. Chapter 9, Runaway, Kanye West, Push T. The Griffin and Lu come to an agreement. Lu gets the riding utensil, harnesses and stuff, puts it on the Griffin. And the Griffin takes off, shoots out of the stable right as the soldiers come to catch Lu. They're in the end, they're getting away, and Lu's like, woohoo, we're getting away. And the Griffin's like, yeah, you spoke too soon. A squadron of dragons and riders come in the distance, are spotted in the distance. And Ragnar's like, shit, I can't outrun those. And Lu's like, well, what are we going to do? And the Ragnar's like, I don't know. Ragnar the Griffin. So they're flying, and Lu's like, hey, I have an idea. Go there. And they go, and they find this island, and they go down, they hide under it. And the trees, and the dragons go overhead and get out of the way. And they go, woo, and they make it. And they are still going away. But the dragons find them again, and they're like, holy crap, the dragons found us. And Lu's like, I got another plan. The Griffin's like, I can't fly anymore. And he loses his energy, and they crash into this woods, but they're going to try to land in the water, but they hit top of this woods, and then they crash into the water and lose consciousness. Lu wakes up, and the Griffin's unconscious, and Lu's like, fuck, but he doesn't want to leave the Griffin die. So he drags the Griffin to shore from the freezing water by the harness and the reins. And then when they make it, Lu passes out. And after he passes out, the Griffin wakes up a little while later. Let's see. That's chapter 10. This too shall pass by. Okay, go. This whole chapter is Lu trying to get to the land with the Griffin, not drowning. And then he gets there, and when he does, he passes out. The other one is them crashing. The previous chapter is them crashing into the water. It's a good crashing scene. This one is him dragging the Griffin to land. And when he does, Lu passes out. The Griffin wakes up, and then he's like, holy shit, there's something coming to get us, because there's all these screams and stuff. And the Griffin throws Lu on his back, because Lu's still unconscious, and starts taking off. And then these screaming monkey monsters come chasing them, and the Griffin takes off. And they're chasing them through the woods, forest, and into a cave where Griffin throws Lu into the back of the cave and defends him against these giant Bonobo tribe monkey bastards, is what it says here. Then the Bonobo king comes, stops them, and goes, hey, why you killing my guys? And Ragnar's like, hey, man, you trying to kill me? And then they stop, and they kind of like call a truce. And the Monkey King takes them back to their tribe. Man. Whew, it's a lot of work. Once they get back to the tribe, they meet. Ragnar tells his story about the Griffin tribe, his father Rhaegar, the Bonobo King Kong, his son Diddy. They tell their stories. Lu tells his story, and then the Bonobo King says, in return for me saving you guys, you take my son with you on his journey into adulthood. And the King Kong tells the story of his adulthood, his journey to adulthood in this chapter 12, 2 Weeks by Grizzly Bear. And by the end of this chapter, we find out that King Kong has met Ragnar's father before, back in the day during his journey. So the Bonobo tribe and the Griffin tribe actually are allies of sorts. Then after that, they come, they tell the stories, tells the story. Comes back, King Kong, chapter 13, Ambling Out by Yesayer. My wife said, well, I was listening to this song, and we're in the car, and I goes, oh, I love this fucking song. Yesayer's great. And she goes, it's Yasayer. And I looked at it, and I go, it's not Yasayer, it's Yesayer, like naysayer. And she looked at me, and she goes, oh, huh. And that was it. No, nothing, no embarrassment, no nothing. Just oh, I guess so, huh. Well, I would have been like, oh, man, I'm so stupid. Oh, I didn't know that. she's so much more self-actualized than me, and like women are so much more like able to deal with shit than men. It's fucking crazy. All right, King Kong finishes his story. They rest. Lou goes over his first chance of him going through his character sheet. Boom, boom, boom. Basically, F everything except for growth and intangibles and his skills. But his base attributes are shit, so he's like weak as fuck. But he's good at these things, and his magic is cool. Nobody knows yet though. Learns about that. Learns how to use the spatial stuff. Keeps going, talking, talking. A little bit about champions, a little bit about griffins. Cruising, a little bit about tower. Cruising along. King Kong explains a little bit about, you know, the world. And hey, time to go. Next day, they get up. The elder Bonobo, one's Ebenezer, Bartholomew, you know, those kind of names. They're like, hey, here's a map. Take it. Good luck, Prince Diddy. Diddy Kong, King Kong, get it? Not Diddy. Going, they're taking off, cruising along. They walk up to the end of the forest after giving them some supplies. And they're like, they get to the end of the forest and begin walking. And after they get out of the forest, they all mount Ragnar and take off on his back. Chapter 14, Gangsters and Thugs by the Transplants. We are at the halfway point, laddies and ladies. And theyses and thoses and thazes. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Back Commander Grant the Gnome. He talks about how crazy he is. He calls Wesley Tanuki back. He goes, hey, we got orders from the Demon King, who's a tower, head of the tower guy. And Dragon Riders, blah, blah, blah. You go get him, Wesley. And don't come back till you get him with the squad of Dragon Riders. Back to Lou. They're cruising. He's trying to learn how to use his magic. Diddy's like, yeah, you just use magic. And Lou's like, well, how does it work? He's like, it's like physics. And Diddy's like, what's physics? And Lou explains. They cruise along. And Diddy and Ragnar are like, okay, whatever. And they explain a little about what the world's like. And Lou still learns how to use his magic. So as he does that, Lou learns how to create stuff with his magic. He makes chicken out of exchanging resources. Moves on. They decide to camp. Lou makes dinner. They caught some rabbits, and so Lou made rabbit something. Demon Roo. Lou makes rabbit skewers, grilled rabbit skewers. They eat it, and cruising along. Lou uses all his magic, power, mana, ends up shitting himself, has to clean up, and yeah. Lou just practices magic, chapter 16, Kid Cudi, MGMT, Rat-a-tat, Pursuit of Happiness. Lou uses magic, makes some chicken. It's actually fried chicken. Explains how to make fried chicken. Cruising along, and the fried chicken gathers the attention of some wolves. These dire wolves come, and Lou talks to dire wolves like, hey, if you don't eat us, I'll make enough chicken for everybody. And they're like, oh, really? Chapter 17, Tenderness, General Public. Whew. God. They meet the Alpha Direwolf. Lou makes enough chicken. And they come back. They all eat the chicken. And the Alpha Direwolf decides that... Okay, so they eat all the chicken, and then the Alpha Direwolf, Blanc Fang, meets the others, and she decides to travel with them, even though they don't invite her, and now she's a party of 4. They decide to go to the city of Helter Skelter in the Chaos Realm, and they go and they tell Blanca Fang she has to change into her form, use her magic to change into the form of a human, and she does, and she turns into a beast girl. Everybody knows the beast girls. They get to the city. Chaos Realm, flying on Ragnar. They get to the city Helter Skelter. She scouts it out. They stop a little bit outside of the city, and Lou decides to make spaghetti and meatballs. Chapter 19, In Between A's the Cure. This is all about how to make spaghetti and meatballs. Spaghetti meatballs. Teaching everybody how to cook. Teach about prep. Good spaghetti meatballs. And how to run a kitchen. That's the end of that chapter. Chapter 20, Road to Nowhere, Talking Heads. Oh, God, I need a time out. I need to stretch. Ooh. Oof. Okay, here we go. Let's get back on. Whew. Okay. Spaghetti meatballs. Blanca Fang comes back. That's not fried chicken. Eats it. Wow, this is amazing. They eat, and then the next day, the foursome make it to the city and are let in. There's a little bit of amusing byplay, and then chapter 21. This is the day into city, stuck in traffic, walking around, looking around, explaining the city. Pretty cool, circular city. Wow, this is crazy. They make it to a park. And in that park, they have a lake, and they start building a fire and making a campsite to hang out in the park in the city to cook. Blanca Fang goes fishing, brings a bunch of fish. Lou makes fish and chips for everybody. And while they're eating, a girl runs in their camp chased by a bunch of men. They save the girl. And beat up all the men and kill whoever the chasers are. And then Lou's like, what do we do with the men and the people they killed? And he puts them in his storage. And the girl ends up being Lady Cecilia, the daughter of the mayor. And she says, I'll take you back to my father's house. He'll want to thank you for saving my life. They go back to the mayor's house. He meets the mayor, Lord Cerulean, Lady Cecilia's father, and his wife, Lady Cerulean. And he invites them to stay. And they are there. They get cleaned up. And the mayor invites them to eat with food by his chef, Chef Pierre. And chapter 23, everybody's talking by Fred Neil. Chapter 123. Oh, we're almost done. Woohoo! Chapter 23, everybody's talking by Fred Neil. Let's go. Chef Pierre's like, hey, who do you think you are? I'm the best chef. And Demon was like, I guess, man, whatever. And he's like, let's see. And Lou's like, all right. And he decides to make creme brulee. Here's how you make creme brulee. Literally, this is how you make creme brulee. I think I made it entertaining. I think you can, I think this would be the best version of creme brulee you would ever make and the coolest way to have ever read how to make it. So here I make creme brulee, use a little bit of magic and all the stuff. Chef Pierre, oh my God, this is amazing. And Chef Pierre says, oh, I can be your student. And Lou's like, chill out, man. And they all go to sleep and rest. And then the next day, Lou goes down to the kitchen after they're resting to get some breakfast. And as they're there, they get surprise attack. And it's by dozens of black-clad men, the Thieves Guild. Oh, and then they're under attack by Thieves Guild. Chapter 24, Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar. Blah blah blah. Thieves Guild champion comes in. They beat everybody up, but they fight back, and Lou drops off all the men he beat up and killed. And Thieves Guild guy's like, you son of a bitch. And then everybody else comes to help, Ragnar, the guard and stuff. And the Thieves Guild leader's like, I'll be back. This isn't over yet, and retreats. And after that, they clean things up and double the guard, and then they go out looking for a space for Lou to open his restaurant in at. They find a abandoned property somewhere in the second ring and decide to stay there. And Lou starts renovations with the help of his companions. And later on, the mayor comes with his daughter and wife and the full guard, and they're like, "Hey, we're hungry. Where's the food?" And Lou's like, "It's not ready. We're not even open yet." And the daughter, Lacey, is like, "I'm hungry." And the mayor's like, "Hey, we're hungry." And Lou's like, "Yeah, give me a minute." So the guard, led by Captain Freya, and the mayor and their people all sat in the new restaurant that is under construction, not ready yet. And Lou decides to try to make something to eat. But before he gets started, they are surprise attacked by the Thieves Guild leader, who's like, "Hello, Bobbit, remember me?" And he goes and attacks them. Lou tries to be a badass, but they're all caught by surprise, and they use the mayor and his daughter and wife against them, and the guard are all knocked out and taken hostage, but the Thieves Guild doesn't realize how strong Ragnar and Blanca Fang and Diddy are. And they end up fucking everybody up, and except for Lou. Lou tries to keep the Thieves Guild leader busy, but the Thieves Guild leader's like, "Yeah, I'm just way stronger than you," and beats the shit out of Lou and gets away. And they're like, "Sorry about that," and the guard captain's like, "I'm sorry too, I should have been better." And the guard's like, "We should be better." And the mayor's like, "We're going home now." And then Lou's like, "Yeah, okay." So, yeah, Lou almost dies. He's like, "Hey, we gotta get strong." And Lou's like, "Yeah, we gotta get strong." And they decide to all get stronger. Basically, Lou needs to get stronger. Chapter 26, Tender, Blur. Over the next few weeks, they basically train, get stronger. Lou and them get the restaurant going. And then they go, "Hey, Lou's like, "Hey, I'm a champion now. I decided to be a champion. And you guys want to be my bonded?" They're like, "What's that?" And Lou's like, "Hear this," and they become his bonded, which makes them all stronger. They can share magic and stuff like that. Here are the ranks. This is definitely the wrong copy. It's too bad. This breaks down the ranking of how the system works, like the tower system, like F rank to S rank, FED, CB, A to S. Is exponentially larger and smaller. Like the bottom, they're like 50 million Fs and like 10 S's, you know. And this is all just explains the ranking system, how many of which and what and all that. Lou's like, "Okay, shit, that's a lot of numbers," and goes back to training and doing the restaurant, you know. And moving on, chapter 27. Slowly, Natalia Lafourcade and Leiva. They're at the mayor's house and having dinner, and basically Lady Cecilia at dinner is like, "Hey, Lou, take me to the Christmas ball." And Lou's like, "What the fuck is what?" And the mayor and his wife's like, "Yeah, take her to Christmas ball." And Lou's like, "I'm like a 53-year-old man and 15-year-old body." And Lady Cecilia gave me more like 17. They're like, "No, it's not a big deal. I'm 275 and the Lord Celine's 402." And Lou's like, "Yeah, I don't really feel right about this." And Lady Celia's like, "Come on." And Mayor's like, "Yeah, you better." And Lou's like, "I guess I'll take her." And they finish dinner, and Lou's like, "All right, I'll take Chris's ball." And that's for later on. And then they get some sleep. And the next day they wake up, and they're like, "Hey, it's time to go delve the tower. We've been here long enough." And Lou's like, "Yeah." So they go delve the tower. The mayor helps them re-outfit themselves with new clothes and armor and weapons and stuff. And they go and they start delving. They go to the tower to delve it. Chapter 28. In the front of the tower, they get there. Lou and his companions, Lou, Ragnar, Blanca Fang, and Diddy, along with Mayor and his guards. They go with their guards everywhere now after they attack. And there's an old man guard at the gate explaining how you gotta go inside. It's a little funny. They get an entrance to tower, and they go inside the tower. And once inside the tower, they are split up, and they have to fight some cave spiders. They fight the cave spiders. And then Lou ends up harvesting the body for resources, after which they have to go to the end of, they finish the tutorial, and then like, "Hey, you finished. Do you want to start the next level?" Ding. And that's the end of book 1. Whew. Of Mercenary, Reincarnated as a Chef. Man, that was a lot. So that is book 1 of Mercenary, Reincarnated as a Chef. Tomorrow, this is some notes. Let me save this file. Save as. This PC. desktop. Let's call it MRAAC Notes 4. Okay, so that is the end of today's stream. Will, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Joe, thank you for answering that question. And for everybody else who was watching, thank you so much. Thank you for watching and following. And I'm going to call it a day. Take care. Take care. I'll be back on the morrow. And we'll do Mercenary Reincarnated Chef 2.